Hi again. My administrator told me that whenever I write an article, I should also do a video on it. So having recently posted on thinking equals to expansion, I decided to talk about that today with you. I truly am blessed for the weather is not very good, and when it rains, I don't really like to go out, and I'm lucky enough to be able to stay home and have you for company. Thank you for stopping by and listening to my video. I appreciate you doing that. When we have something uncomfortable happen to us, be it something that is not what we call the norm, we get very unsettled. For example, getting a telephone call or receiving a message about an unpaid bill has a tendency to put us instantly in a terrible mood. But that need not be the case. If, upon receiving that telephone call, you consciously focus on the fact that you accept that you have caused this particular debt and this debt has to be settled, the best thing for you to do is to just ask, be it if you believe in God, the ascended masters, the angels, ask them consciously, please, can you help me sort out this account? And then release it, let it go. Take a long deep breath, breathe it out, feel yourself already paying the account. Believe that you will pay it, the money will come from somewhere. Hope and know that you have always in the past timelessly met your commitments. And this time you will also meet your commitment. However, if you receive that telephone call and you start to make promises you cannot keep, it's obvious that you're always going to be in that heightened sense, that sense of anxiousness, of anxiety. And when you are in that sense of anxiety and anxiousness and even fear, inevitably your body is functioning in that mode of fight or flight, and you cannot stay in that the whole day. It's obvious that if you stay in that, everything that comes before you at that instance will instantly trigger you off in a terrible way. You'll start being nasty to people. You will start to feel and believe that everybody knows you haven't paid your account. You'll start to feel lesser. You'll start to feel inferior. You start to feel insecure. And all these things then contribute to your behavior towards others. And sometimes you strike out at people who really would be in a position to assist you. But because you are in such an angry, negative state and you are vibrating at the wrong frequency, nobody wants to have anything to do with you at that time. And unfortunately, you have caused this yourself. You have created yourself high blood pressure, you've created yourself heart palpitations, you have created yourself this anxiety, you are operating unconsciously, you don't know where you put things, you start to lose things, all sorts of things start to go wrong. And all this is as a result of you allowing yourself to be overtaken by one single thing in your life that is not right. Everything else is perfect. You awoke with a roof over your head, you had breakfast this morning, you were able to choose your clothes, you actually managed to get to work on time. Now all that gets totally erased by your current state of mind. You are now focusing on the one thing you don't have, and you're forgetting the hundreds of things that you do have. You've got to realize that you are the one that creates all these negative emotions and anything that becomes as a result of your behavior. Because now suddenly you're on a downward spiral. You are going down, and you're going down big time. You're going to get home, and those that love you so much and want your well-being, trying to do nice things for you, you cannot even appreciate it. You feel those things are insignificant. And the minute we start not to feel gratitude, the minute we start to take anything, for granted, those things get taken away. And the people who had gone the extra mile to do something to impress and to please us and to make us feel great, those people will slowly stop doing those things. Eventually there comes a time where I know a lot of people where their families will not do a single thing to lift a finger to make their lives more comfortable, because those people have created those situations themselves. You must realize that every single one of your experiences comes as a result of something you have planted now. You plant it now and you reap it further on in your life. You harvest it later on. So if you are going to harvest something bad now, you're going to reap it 10 times worse, because it's called karma. It has no menu. You simply get what you deserve. I know it sounds nasty, but unfortunately that's what it's all about. Whatever you sow now, you will reap and you will harvest later on in your life. So ensure that you learn to handle those trying situations in a manner that makes you feel comfortable at all times. Every time that thought of that debt comes to mind, stop your mind. Take yourself back to the present moment. You know, there's that article I wrote on emptying the mind. Empty the mind. Feel consciousness. Listen to the sounds that are coming in from outside the room. You know, focus on the energies that you are harnessing right here, right now. And when you do this, you calm yourself down. And when you calm yourself down, the universe has a supply for every demand. Yours is not an exceptionally difficult demand for this universe. All you have to do is to align yourself to what you want. And once you align yourself to what you want, once you are in that peaceful state, that conscious state, you are in a state of non-resistance, the money will come for you to pay that debt. And you would have saved yourself all the ill health and the disease that you have now pumped into your body, because you create that disease. Whether consciously or unconsciously, you are the reason why you suffer all those illnesses. Whether it be high blood pressure, whether it be migraines, whether it be depression, whether it be problem with your kidneys. You know, you cannot constantly be on that hyper state. You know, in the old days, when man hunted, man only got excited at that instance when he was hunting and just about to kill his prey. He was on that hyper state for just a short time. And then he went back to normal and he replenished and he recovered. But if you are permanently pumping, you know, the heart is beating, the blood pressure is going, you know, everything is on hyper, everything has to collapse. It was never built to be on full potential all the time. Even a car, if you drive it flat out all the time, there comes a time when it's going to break very quickly, because everything is operating at maximum the whole time. You can't. You've got to actually go back, replenish, slow it down, so that everything can have time to start functioning the way it should. That is exactly how your body works. And your mind is amazing, because you can control it. You can empty it. An empty mind is a receptive mind. It is willing to receive. Would it be a thought that gives you an idea that helps you to create the money to meet that account, or whether it be a person that walks in, speaks about something, and then that person gives you an idea of how you can permanently sort out all your debts. These things only come to you when you are in a state of receiving. When you're in a state of resistance, nobody wants to offer anything. Even your mind cannot receive new information because it is so full and overflowing. It is overflowing to a degree that nothing can go in because it has too much. You have to realize that you, at any given time, have choice. You can choose whether you can stay in that state of, you know, being anxious, being angry, or you can take a step back and you can choose to just have no emotion and just align yourself to wonderful, good feeling vibrations at any given time, in any given space. Even in the middle of very, very heavy traffic, you can actually look and say to yourself, I'm not going to pick up the energy of everybody around me. I have choice. I'm going to relax in my seat, enjoy the sound of the engine of my motor vehicle, and I'm going to do whatever I can as I maneuver myself through this traffic, and you will be fine. But the minute you start to get anxious and angry and start pointing fingers and becoming judgmental, everything's going to start collapsing. So I hope I've given you some insight into how what you think about expands out of proportion, and how if you stop the mind, you can have everything under control and you are in full control. When you are totally in control, not only do you get your confidence, but you also feel more comfortable, you are more relaxed, and therefore you are in alignment with all that is and in alignment with what you want. Thank you for spending time with me. I am grateful that you stopped by. I hope I've given you a quick tip on how you can start to take control and ownership of your life. Thank you very much for listening to me. Namaste. The light in me honors the light in you. I wish you all the best. Thank you.